Hi, my name is Mike Starr. I am Senior Consultant at For-Profit Solutions. And today we'll talk about something that is, I consider, the most important part of running a business, and that's under the heading of Know Your Numbers. If you are doing it, great. If you're not doing it, do it now. And if you're starting a business, don't start your business unless you do it. And what it is the business plan. The business plan is our roadmap. This is how we know where we are at any time. We can make correction and we can see problems way before they occur. Today we're going to divide our presentation into two. The first one we talk about how to build the business plan, and then we dive into a little bit deeper. So the first thing we do, we ask you to produce the business plan on a spreadsheet. If you have Excel and you know how to use it, great. If not, find another spreadsheet or even do it by hand on a line paper with columns. Our first presentation will be the top and the building of the spreadsheet. The building of the spreadsheet will include 4 columns. So we're starting with the income category. You ask your sales manager, vice president of sales, anybody in your company that is in charge of bringing income to the company, and we will start putting a list of all the items that we are selling or services that we're producing. Everything that we sell or produce will have a line items. For today's example, we're going to say that we are selling boxes. So if you're selling boxes and you have different SKU, each SKU will have a line and each item will have a name and a SKU and so on and so forth. That will be your first column. In the next column, we will put the price of the item. Then we're carrying it over to the next column. That will be how many of these SKUs or items or services we will sell. Finally, we are actually, if we're using Excel, we're only using the simplest form of Excel, even though it can do a lot more. And the simplest form is just adding and multiplication. We will multiply the item cost or sale price by the number, and then we will have the last line of income. We're carrying it down to all the items that we sell. The more lines you have, the more precise it will be. The next part of your business plan will be the cost of goods. You will hear people talk about COGS, and the cost of goods is basically you go to your production manager if you're manufacturing these boxes, or if you're exporting these items, or if you produce services, whatever it is, and try to determine the cost of each one of the items that have been described in the first portion of it. So each SKU will have its own cost. Then we again will multiply it by the number that we were told or we projected to sell, and we'll have a cost per line. We'll carry it exactly the same way as we carried the sales aspect. If we're manufacturing other things or doing other things that are not in the sales, we will have a separate line and detail and package on that aspect alone. We'll discuss it more in detail. Finally, in the bottom of this business plan or the spreadsheet, we will have your overhead cost. The overhead cost will be including all the costs that actually you pay monthly and you have not too much control over. Costs like rent, automotive expenses, utilities, plant services, cleaning, all of these items will be written in the last categories. When we are done with that, we will do one more thing, and that we will take the number of items sold and will come with percentage. For an example, if we sell a box for $100 and we sell 10 of them, and let's assume that we sold 100 boxes, that basically means that we have 10% of our sale out of this one line items. As we are done with the cost of overhead, we will divide the total cost of overhead into the number of boxes that we sell and the percentage of it are part of the business, and add this thing to the cost of goods, cost of running business, so we will have much better picture of how much each one of those items is costing us, including the overhead, and then we will compare it to the sale and see if we are actually making money on each one of these items.